Hello, Vengeance. How you doing? Can you hear me all right? Uh, well, I'm trying cable or collab, or I'm trying my best right now. I do apologize. It seems like I might have disappeared off the face of earth because technically you guys haven't seen or heard from me in like over 2 weeks, and I know most, if not all of you, don't even follow me on any of my social media outlets. So I must have seemed like I just completely disappeared. So I do apologize for that. Yeah, I'm just things have been a little over the place. But well, what have you guys been up to? It's just been weird past couple of days. I'm sorry to hear that. Which actor movies do I like better, Johnny Depp or Leonardo DiCaprio? I think Johnny Depp's a little bit better. It wasn't until pretty deep into Leonardo DiCaprio's career that I started becoming a fan of his. But Johnny Depp, I've been a fan of his a lot longer, and I think he's personally I think he's shown a bit more range. I haven't really seen DiCaprio do anything that like kind of blew me away. I mean outside of like maybe The Revenant, but that's about it. Did you hear about State of Play tomorrow? No, I did not. I've actually just been busy just trying to get myself ready for Mortal Kombat tomorrow, which is weird. Like, does anyone else find it weird that absolutely no reviews of Mortal Kombat have come out? Like, that's very unusual. Usually, when an embargo does not come out until the day of release, that's not a good sign. Like, if the game is really, really good, you want people to know that days in advance. You don't want to wait until the day of, because that gives you the idea that you're hiding something. And unfortunately, I was spoiled a little bit about the last third of the game, and I shouldn't say that like it looks like maybe the first two thirds will be really good, but then if the story goes as crazy as I saw it, which I'm 100% sure it did, then that story for Mortal Kombat is going to go off a damn cliff. I'll even say this far: from what little I saw of it, it may end up being the worst third part of a Mortal Kombat game that I have seen since the start of the NetherRealm era. Like I think back to like the last third of each of those games, like the last third to 9, the last third to 10, the last third to 11, and then the last third of this. This looks like the worst. Like I don't know why they went as crazy as they did, but like I hope it doesn't get any more crazier, but it might. But no, I wasn't aware that there was a state of play coming. Made some burgers on a grill. Well, that's hope they're delicious. I've been on an Uncharted marathon lately, and I'm almost finished with it. Well, I'm glad you're having fun with it. You have played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I think I played one on Game Boy a long time ago when I was young, a lot younger, but that's about it. Like I wouldn't say I was ever. I'm not really into skateboarding, so I can't say I was ever a Tony Hawk fan. But I'm pretty sure I played like a Game Boy version on it, like a long time ago, like on like I think maybe Game Boy Advance. I'd say that's how far back I'd have to go. Uh, have you remembered to clear out your bowels today? What do you mean? I'm perfectly fine. What do you mean? I'm having a problem with my bowels. What are you talking about? I'm good. I'm just kind of feeling. I'm just feeling really down today, and I've been kind of down for like the past. I want to say week. Like, but no, I'd say I'm okay. How's your bowels doing? Do I have a favorite? What? I can't even tell what that says. Do I have a? Yeah, like the heart is blocking it, so I can't even tell what that says. Like it says, do I have a Do Blunt movie? I don't know what that is, so I'd have to wait till that someone posts a comment, then I can see what that is. Like Don Blunt movie, I'm not familiar with that director. Like I might be familiar with his movie, but I'm not aware. That's not a director I'm familiar with. I have difficulty pooping. Um, I'm sorry about that. Maybe you should see a doctor or take some Pepto Bismol or something. But yeah, I don't. I maybe you should get your prostate checked out. But you're talking to the wrong guy. I think I'm a good. Hopefully, good 30 years before I'd have any problems with my colon. I hope to not have any problems going to the bathroom until I don't know if I live to be in my 60s or 70s, which I think is unlikely. Maybe you should watch what you eat. He did the Secrets of Nim, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and Land Before Time. Uh, I think those are okay, but I wouldn't say they're like the greatest films. I mean, I saw them when I was a kid, but I haven't watched any of those in maybe 20 years. I mean, I think they were okay as a kid, but like they're not like good enough that I would want to go. They're not. They those movies don't resonate with me as like as well as like old school Disney. Like old school Disney, like I can go back and watch it and enjoy it now as I did as a kid. But I wouldn't say any of those films I would. Far fetched question: what is the best cookie you ever had? Chocolate chip cookie. I mean, I gotta go with the classics. You know, I actually have some in my cookie jar in the kitchen right now. So yeah, I especially like the chewier ones. I don't like them when they're like hard. Because what I typically end up doing is I end up microwaving them a little bit just so they are softer, and then I'd have to have them with some milk. So yeah, so if I get like a Chips Ahoy, I make sure to get the chewy type. If you could rule the world, what's one thing that I would change? I I wouldn't want I wouldn't want to rule the world. That is not the world may be small in the universe, but the world is too big for any one man to run it. I don't have I I I wouldn't know what to do. I would I don't know. There's nothing. I am not smart enough to think that I should put myself in a position that I could solve the world's problems because there are a lot of them, and I don't have the answer to all of them. I don't think anyone does. For God of War, I have to play the games in order, or can I start from anywhere? I if you care about story, I would recommend you play them in chronological order. But if you don't give a damn about story, then you can play them in any order you want. Like I know some people who've only played like the more recent ones and have not even touched the older games. But like it cares if it depends if you care about story. I'm a story driven gamer. Like if your game has a good story, even if it doesn't have the best graphics or the best controls, it'd be enough to get me through it. But if you don't care about story, then heck, you can just pick up any God of War game and just start playing. What is my favorite childhood cartoon from Fox Kids? Ooh, that's a good one. I'm not sure if you remember this one, but there was a show called Mighty Max. He wore this white long shirt. He wore jeans. He had these blue shorts. He had this red hat that had M on it, and he would travel with this owl named Nigel and this warrior named Virgil, and his hat had the ability to like open portals to different places, and I think that ran for like 3 seasons. And I always enjoyed watching Mighty Max. I don't think anyone remembers that other than me, but yeah, I really enjoyed that cartoon the most. More than I would say, I would gravitate more towards that because I felt like that was more of a pure Fox thing than them taking Marvel. So as much as I loved like the animated X Men and the animated Spider-Man, and the animated Hulk, and they had Silver Surfer, and they had Fantastic Four, and they had all these shows. Those are kind of Marvel properties, and I kind of feel like something like Mighty Max was something that was like pure Fox Kids. I'm surprised you remember that. Like a lot of people don't a lot of people don't remember Fox Kids, but I was one. Have I ever played with Nerf guns as a kid? Yes. Actually, hang on. I actually have some Nerf guns still. I have. I actually have some big ones. Ow. Yeah. I don't really have too many people to play them with. But yeah, I have some big ones. I didn't have them. I played with Nerf guns as a kid, but I never owned any. And these ones work. And I was thinking of trying to find someone to recolor them because I think that the design of these guns would make for like really good guns for like Apex, and that connects with Titanfall. And I have an authentic Titanfall helmet from the collector's edition, so I actually thought about doing a cosplay as a Titan pilot. And I really think that these guns would fit perfectly. The aesthetic would fit perfectly in that world. I would just need someone to kind of color them so that they look like Nerf guns. I mean, they look like Nerf guns aesthetically, but just color-wise, I would like them to look like they belong in Titanfall. And if I ever did that, then yeah. And I think I have like a revolver around here somewhere, but yeah. It's just I don't have too many people to play with. Like I don't know, you'd have to set up a day. What did I think of Voltron? Oh, that's not Voltron. What did I think of Voltron going under due to complications of inevitable failure of the Saints Row reboot? I'll be honest. I didn't know anything about that. I never played Saints Row, so I wasn't aware that happened. And Zach Tarf's here. Hey, how you doing, man? Nice hearing from you. Well, the Vengeance. Well, the older games are available on PlayStation Plus Premium, and I don't feel like paying for them, but I'll see what I can do. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you feel like it, it's your money and your time, so you spend it however you want. Do I have a Nerf Strike? Do I have Nerf Strike for Wii? No, I do not. I only ever owned one Wii game, which I did find eventually. Which society back in time would I join? Wild West, Mafia Organization, Pirates, World Wars. Oh, dear God. I wouldn't want to join any of those. Why would I do that? I hate to tell you this, but history has not been very kind to black people. Like, I would say any time before, I'd say 1950 would not be a good time for me. It would not be, none of those. I would not want to go in medieval times. That would not be fun. I would not want to go back to World War. I mean, there was heavy racism back there. I mean, where else? Wild West? Are you kidding? Man, they think I'm some escaped slave or something. Mafia? I'm not Italian. What am I going to do there? Pirates? Are you kidding me? I don't want to be hanged. I don't want to be hunted down by governments. Are you crazy? I mean, if you were a pirate back when pirates were popular, you knew you would die young. But like that was kind of the vibe back then. It's like, well, a short life and a merry one is his motto, and I do believe that was the motto of a famous pirate. The name's escaping me because I watched this real Pirates of the Caribbean documentary that I have a link for and I watch every once in a while. But yeah, no, I would not want to be a pirate. Are you kidding me? That's not fun. You hear about Ahsoka episode 5. It was big enough that it had a theatrical release. I don't know why. Um, I saw clips of it, but like, it's visually nice, but it's just like, at this point you're trying to hit me with nostalgic bait, and I think that's cheap when that's all you have. Like I've not like as someone like I'll be honest, I didn't really watch Rebels. I mean, the only episodes I saw were episodes where Vader showed up or Obi Wan Kenobi showed up. That's about it. I didn't. So I knew apparently I'd heard what had happened to Ezra, but like again, the problem with Ahsoka is if you didn't watch Rebels, you're not gonna care or know anything that's going on. And even this little event, I don't really understand it. Like we know she didn't go into the world between worlds. We know that. So apparently she was drowning and she's depressed about Anakin, so she had this dream underwater. So like how long could she hold her water? It's like it's one of those things where when you stop looking at it as like nostalgic bait, nothing in this show has made any sense. I mean, we've had people get impaled with lightsabers. Apparently lightsabers don't kill people anymore. We don't really know who the villain is. I seriously doubt that Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to play a big part. I bet you he's going to have like maybe 5 minutes of screen time. Like they're building up to Thrawn, but they have no intention on using him significantly unless they want to do like an Ahsoka season 2. So like I didn't watch this after Obi Wan Kenobi. Like they cannot like I don't trust Disney Star Wars. I'm not paying to see this concept because I know that it's either stuff that makes no sense, stuff that they don't care about, or they're just trying to use nostalgic bait. And once you've done that enough times, I'm like, I don't care. Like it's nice seeing it, okay, but I'm like, they'll never go full that. Like I expect more than just nostalgic bait. Like I mean, if they really want to go full nostalgic, why not just make a Vader show? Like it's apparently it's all like everyone freaks the hell out anytime Vader shows. Like then do a whole show about Vader. Do an 8-part series of Vader just going around killing Jedi. Like who wouldn't want to watch that? I would watch that, but again, just be honest for what it is. You're not trying to progress the story. You're just trying to bait me with my love for nostalgic things in Star Wars that I grew up with. I mean, but that's a cheap tactic. All right, good that you're doing good, Zach. Do you think that Jack Cooper would feel out the place in? I'm not familiar with Jack Cooper, so wait, would he feel out of place in SPD or Gemara? I don't know what Gemara is. Favorite fast food? Either Pizza Hut or Panda. Hey, Jackie boy, how you doing? Uh, Thoughts on Assassin's Creed Mirage? I'm gonna play it when it comes out. It looks like it's going back to basics, and I'm perfectly fine with that because I know a lot of people didn't like the last number of Assassin's Creed games. I did. I just didn't like Valhalla, but I loved Origins and I had a blast with Odyssey. But I understand that they didn't feel like traditional Assassin's Creed games. You could play them as like classic Assassin's Creed games, but it didn't. The game aesthetic and the structure didn't really push for that. And in Valhalla, I just never finished. I just got bored of it after like a few days. So the fact that it looks like Mirage is going to go back to basics, I would say like probably when the franchise starts, it's going to kind of go back to that style. I think it's a plus. So heck, I'm excited to play it when it comes out. Have I ever seen Emancipation with Will Smith? No, I don't. I don't watch Will Smith anymore. No, I don't. I don't watch anything new. Like I'll watch some of his like older stuff, but like I've lost all respect for Will Smith, which is unfortunate. Like because he was like my favorite actor in the '90s, and I'd say even in the 2000s. But like I'm not a fan of his anymore. It's just unfortunate. Like no. Have you gotten any favorite memories of Resident Evil 5? I know a guy who remembers helping a kid through this first playthrough. I would say I have a lot of good memories. I would say probably I'll go as far as say this. I think personally, Resident Evil 5 is probably my favorite game that I have played with someone from beginning to end. When I really think about games that you can play with someone else from beginning to end, I really can't think of anything outside of Resident Evil 4 that I had like fun playing. Like a lot of people like complain about the AI in that, but like if you like I've played several times beginning to end with someone else, and that is a fun experience. And you can only get that in 5. That's why I won't bash 5. I have a lot of fun with 5. Um, it's probably my favorite co-op game. I like even going back to like older games. Like I think back to the PlayStation 2 era. Like I can't think of a game where you can play the entire game and it feels normal, feels natural. Like heck, I don't mind playing as part of a team. I love that. What are some Disney movies you think are underrated? Oh, uh, I think the I think the movies that are underrated are the movies that I think financially they may have bombed, but no one has like a lot of positive things to say about them. But that era kind of resonates with me. So like movies like Treasure Planet, people hate that movie. I love that movie. Atlantis: The Lost Empire is like my second favorite Disney film of all time. Like under all right behind the Toy Story trilogy. Like that era of Disney was like the last period where they did pure role animations, and I don't think that gets its credit. So like part of me is kind of happy like that apparently they have like such a bad rap that like Disney will like never want to make them live action, which I'm happy for. So like because I know they're gonna make Toy Story live action. That's a given. Like they've already ruined all these classic Disney films. They're gonna make their way to Pixar, and that's what's next on the chopping block. I would bet you anything they're gonna go for Pixar. What if Jack Marston met? I have no idea who those two people are. Black Wolf. I have no idea. What is my favorite Batman animated film? Mask of the Phantasm, easily. It's the only one that came out in theaters. Zach Tarf. Well, getting to see Anakin actor back was good, and seeing him live action clones again. Yeah, it was good, but like, it didn't have a purpose. Like, as far as like again, I didn't see the episode. I saw clips. Like the whole thing was like, it was like, so who are we talking to? Because we don't establish like this like the scene didn't make sense in context. Like, because we know that's not Anakin. That is not Anakin communicating Ahsoka through the Force. We know that. Force Ghost cannot do that. That is a given. So I don't know who she's talking to. And the whole thing is, do you want to live or die? When was that ever a question that Ahsoka wanted to die? If Ahsoka was suicidal, okay, I get that. But there has never been any question about that. So that entire sequence, while visually cool, makes no sense within the context of everything that has happened up to this point. That is my issue. They seem to just insert it there just for that purpose. But it didn't have a purpose in the context of the story they are trying to tell. In fact, you could honestly go from Ahsoka being knocked off the cliff to her being off the cliff, and you're not missing anything. Nothing has really changed except now she's wearing white clothes. That's about it. What would you choose? What would your choice of firearm be? What would my choice of firearm and melee weapon in a survival horror be? Firearm, pistol, revolver, shotgun, assault rifle, etc. Melee weapon, knife, baseball bat, machete, hammer, or chainsaw. Well, obviously, my firearm would be an assault rifle, and my melee weapon would be a machete. The reason being, I think the other things can't do enough damage. Baseball bat, you didn't specify, but heck, I don't want that wood breaking. Hammer is too specific. Chainsaw would run out of gas unless I had an unlimited amount of gas, unless or it was electric powered. And I think an assault rifle I think would be good for crowd control. So those are my choices to be. And Bonnie and Mary Reed were two female pirates that got caught. Only reason Mary wasn't executed immediately because she was pregnant. That is the thing is we don't know what happened to her. We know that Mary Reed died. That's on record. But as far as Anne Bonny, We don't know what happened to her. From the documentary that I saw, it was maybe speculated that her father may have smuggled her out, but history doesn't clarify what happened to her. They say that they were pregnant, and that's why they were hanged. But we know that Mary Read died from childbirth, from complications. But again, we do not know what happened to Anne Bonny. Maybe she died, but there's no record of what happened to her afterwards. There is no record of her death. It's just she just disappears from history. There's no record of her. But I like that you know that. That's cool. So that I'm happy to know I'm not the only history documentary junkie here. Well, Sabine, she was stabbed in an area that wasn't vital organs, and Ahsoka was able to get her medical attention. But people get stabbed all the time. It's like a running joke now. Like, the only person who has died from being impaled apparently is like Qui-Gon, like noticeably. Well, I mean, and then there were those Jedi that died in Episode 3, like when Palpatine like stabbed that one guy, like he apparently died, and then that like those few Jedi did. So apparently, anyone, if you weren't killed in the prequel eras, if you weren't stabbed, then lightsabers don't work on you. When was the last time we had someone lose a limb? Like, remember when that was a thing? Like losing a hand or losing arms, that was a thing. I don't think we've had one disarmament anytime since. Jack Cooper is from Titanfall 2. Okay, yeah, it's been a very long time since I played Titanfall 2. Have I heard of Final Fantasy? Oh dear. Rocket, I don't like talking about that. Next question. I don't even want to go down that path. Boda, outside of Frozen, what other Disney movie do I think is overrated? Overrated. I can't think of any. I'll be honest. I'm trying to think. I can't even remember the last Disney movie I saw in theaters. It may have been The Lion King. I did not see The Little Mermaid. I knew that was going to be garbage. It may have been The Lion King. I think that's what broke it for me. Is like after I saw that, I was like, I'm never going to watch another Disney movie in theaters ever again. I was like, how do you fuck up The Lion King? My brother was pissed off, and I was pissed off too. I was like, once you screw that up, like you've lost all integrity. Like, this isn't Disney anymore. I don't know what it is anymore. Just give it a different name, but this isn't Disney. Who do you think is more scary, Ustanak or Nemesis? Oh, definitely Ustanak. Definitely. Oof. Nemesis I could deal with. If Jill could handle Nemesis, I could handle Nemesis, but Ustanak would be relentless. Treasure Planet was really cool. Okay, thanks, Jackie Boy. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. What is my favorite crossover in any game of gaming? Crossover. Wait, what do you mean cross? Vengeance, you gotta specify. What do you mean crossover? Do you mean like a character from another game had an appearance, or we're taking two different games and we're smashing them together? Like something like Marvel versus Capcom, like specify what do you mean by crossover. Also, Jack Marston is from Red Dead Redemption. He's the son of John Marston. I didn't really play Red Dead. I played Red Dead for I think I played Red Dead Redemption 2 for like an hour, and it was literally the most boring game I'd ever played. I was like, I don't get it. I'm an hour into this game, and I've just been walking around and like nothing has happened. And it's just like, you gotta... I can't stick with this game. Live action Toy Story, I legitimately can't see the point. Jackie Boy, I don't see the point of them making all these animated films live action. That's the problem. Like, that's the problem. I don't see the point. I don't see what was the point. But they did it anyway. And it's because of money. That's what it is. Like, they don't care about integrity anymore. They just do what they do to make money. I mean, look at what's going on with the Snow White movie. Like, oh my god, like, just from how they're describing it, this sounds like the worst. Like, they add all this progressive stuff. I'm like, why do you even want to be a part of this film? Like, it's clearly that you hate the story. So why are you involved in it? And I've never seen a company like Disney literally take hundreds of millions of dollars and just throw it away. Like, I've never seen a company waste more money at one time. It is like ridiculous. Like with the amount of money, that they have, I'll go as far as to say this: with the amount of money that Disney has wasted in the past, I'd say at least 3 years, you could easily solve all the homeless issues in California. Like, if you took like $500 or $700 million, you probably could fix all the homelessness issues in California. But they're not going to do that. Hey, what's up, Vampe? How you doing? One of the fights in Marvel vs. Capcom games seems one-sided, like Captain America versus Chris Redfield or Hulk. Mine, Chris is against one of them. Yeah, but that's in a fighting game. You don't take it realistically. It's like that. I think I've asked you this before, but have I seen Fatal Attraction? Yes, I have seen Fatal Attraction with Glenn Close, and she plays that woman. Uh, yes, I have. It's a classic. And I think they did like a TV reboot of it, but I didn't see it. But yes, I have seen Fatal Attraction. It's a very interesting film. Very fascinated. If I could choose or fix any movie franchise, which one of them would I fix? Which, if I could fix it, I'd fix Star Wars. I would fix Star Wars, yes. Because Star Wars is not good right now. It is in a very, very bad place. Is getting stabbed the new cutting hands meme? Maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. Like, heck, if you get stabbed, maybe that's what it is. Like, I think they don't want to risk losing limbs because it's gonna cost money to kind of graph that they have a mechanical arm. Maybe that's what it is. But like, just have them wear long sleeves clothes and put a glove on. That's how we got away with Anakin and Luke. It's just they just had a glove on. So therefore, you can never tell that it was mechanical unless they took the glove off. So just do that. It saves you money. Hey, what's up, Winter Gus? How you doing? And yeah, don't feel bad, Rocket. It's just that's a very sensitive topic for me. I take that very personal. Do I think Vincent Valentine is overrated or underrated? I think he is neither. I think he's a good character. I don't think he's overrated or underrated. I think he's a very good standing character in Final Fantasy. Yeah. I have nothing negative to say about him. Lion King is a masterpiece. Yes, I would agree. The Lion King is actually my brother's favorite film. Hey, Winter, what's up? Okay, you guys are just saying hi to each other. All right. Since we had Jill Valentine and Leon in Death Island, any other Resident Evil characters you want to meet and work together? I don't know, not really. I mean, I don't really care much about team ups anymore. Let's just go back to one person just dealing with the situation. We don't need team ups anymore. We've teamed up everybody. I'm like, if we're gonna do a team up, like, let's bring in everybody, and I mean everybody. Like, have one monster take on, let's bring in Chris, Jill, Ada, Claire, Leon, Barry. Who was that guy from Zero? I think maybe his name is Billy, but I think Billy was from Code Veronica. Let's bring in Helena, Sheva, Jake, Sherry. Who else? Carlos. If we're gonna do a team up, let's bring all of them together and have like 20 Resident Evil characters. Why don't we do that? If we're gonna go crazy, let's go crazy. Just one monster taking on 20 different Resident Evil characters, knowing none of them are gonna die. You will never see them risk killing off a Resident Evil character in a CGI film. That will never happen, and you know that. But heck, that would be crazy. But I would go see that. Because it's ridiculous. If you could be handcuffed for one day to a celebrity, live actor, musician, sports, etc., living or dead, or video game character of any franchise, who would it be? Who would I want to be handcuffed to for a day? Damn, that's a tough one. Okay. I haven't put much thought on this, but I'll just say this. I guess I'd be handcuffed to, I guess, Yuna from Final Fantasy X for a day. I don't know. I, just a nice, pleasant conversation. Nothing serious. Just a nice conversation. That's about it. Who is the dumbest movie villain in my opinion? Oh, that's a good one. By far, the dumbest movie villain that I've seen in a film ever was Skynet in Terminator Salvation. And I think I'm the only one who's brought this up. Maybe someone else is in a video, but that film had the dumbest movie motivation I've ever seen in a film. More worse than even some James Bond villains, where like they can clearly kill James Bond, but like they choose to not to. What happened in that film was there was a moment where I think his name is Marcus. He gets repaired by Skynet. Skynet tells him, "Okay, well, thank you for convincing John Connor to come here. Oh, not only that, we've had Kyle Reese locked up for a couple of days, and we know that's John Connor's father who gets sent back in time. But the plan is we want you to bring John Connor here so we can kill him." And I'm like, wait a minute. You just said you have Kyle Reese locked up for a couple of days, and you know this is John Connor's father who goes back in time. And you know this. What? I've never, for such a smart computer, I walked out. When that happened, that was my immediate reaction when I saw it in theaters. I walked out. I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen a villain do. Like, you have Kyle Reese, you know who he is, and you're keeping him alive because you want to trick John Connor to come here so you can kill him here? Why not just rip out Kyle Reese's spine out the moment you find out who he is, and the war's over? You've won. But apparently Skynet doesn't want to win. I'm like, I've never seen anything dumber than any other film. Ever. What is my favorite movie starring Denzel Washington? Ooh, that's a good one. God, he has so many of them. I would say the film that sticks out to me the most is... God damn, he has so many great roles. I'll just throw one out. Glory. I'll just say that one. Glory. I'll just throw that one out there. It's probably something else, but like there's just so many of them. I just threw one out. Still waiting on Leon and Marvel vs. Capcom. Crossover, Disney and Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts, or Mortal Kombat versus DC. Oh, which one did I think was better? Oh, I thought Disney and Final Fantasy was better because that was the golden age of Kingdom Hearts. I think Kingdom Hearts is crap now. Like, they've ripped that anything Final Fantasy, so it's not even Kingdom Hearts anymore. Like, I really think that Kingdom Hearts 2 was the pinnacle. Like, and then they wait like too long to come out, and like, there's no Final Fantasy left. And like, that was the whole point of Kingdom Hearts. It's like, what happens when you mix Final Fantasy and Disney? That was the whole concept, and they don't do that anymore. So I'm like, what's the point? Did I have fun with my brother? Yes. I wish more people had sent questions because we really wanted to do a Q&A, but like nobody really sent in any questions, so we were really upset about that. I did have a lot of fun on my trip, and I got a lot of good news. Like, I got some life-changing news while I was there. And then he came down here to Vegas, and we hung out for a few days. And this had been like the first time he had been to Vegas in maybe 10 years. So I got to spend like a week hanging out with him and his wife in Texas, and then they came down here to hang out with me in Vegas for like a few days, and that was fun. What would be the first thing you would like to do when you arrive at Chicago one day? I personally would recommend the. Yeah, just touring them. I definitely want to plan a tour trip sometime next year for sure, just to scout out the place and just see what it's about. Because I'm desperate to get out of Vegas. I've had enough of Vegas for one lifetime. Oh snap! We have 12, 13 viewers. Damn, that's a lot. That's got to be a record. Despite the current state that Disney is in, am I looking forward to any of their upcoming films? No. I can't think of a single Disney project they're working on that I'm excited for. Nope, I cannot think of anything. I think the only thing, maybe, it's not been announced, but I'm sure we might get one, is maybe if they announced like a Jedi Fallen Order 3 and end out the trilogy. I think that's the only project that has a somewhat connection to Disney that I would be excited for. But other than that, like, there's nothing. Like, I can't think of a TV show. I haven't watched anything new Disney in like a long time. Last movie I saw of theirs, that last movie I paid to go see was Lion King, and I was personally offended by that. And like every live action movie they've unleashed since, I was like, not even been interested. I wouldn't mind having Ashley with these Resident Evil characters. Hey, yeah, man, throw Ashley in that mix. Let's put in all of them. Let's do it. We're gonna go crazy. I mean, they don't make sense anymore. Holy stuff! I cannot be 40 minutes. It's already gone by. Damn, that was fast. Which video game universe would I like to see collide against each other? For an example, Mortal Kombat versus Marvel vs. Capcom. Absolutely not. If we're gonna do that, we need to put Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. We need to settle the debate now. It is obvious that Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter are the two kings of the fighting game franchise. And it has been that way for like 30 years. Let's put that to the test. Let's put Mortal Kombat characters up against Street Fighter characters. I mean, imagine performing fatalities on Street Fighter characters. And would that work both ways? It's like, wait a second. We make two different versions of the game. So you have Mortal Kombat characters in a teen-style game where they don't have fatalities. And you take Street Fighter characters and you put them in Mortal Kombat and they do have fatalities. So you have two different versions of the same fighting concept. You can't make one game because they tried that with Mortal Kombat versus DC and it was a total disaster. So that's what we should do. Make two different versions of Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Make one M-rated, make one teen-rated, and let people pick. And we find out who has the better set of fighters. Which game had a better ending? Metal Gear Solid 3 or Metal Gear Solid 4? Damn, that's tough. Ooh, that is tough. Damn, that's a tough one. That is very difficult. Because Metal Gear Solid 3 has the ending to my favorite video game of all time. But it's really the beginning, it's the ending of the beginning of the Metal Gear story. And yet, I think the ending to 4, despite how long it drags, did a great job of ending the franchise. And I think that might have a bigger impact. But if I had to, it literally be a coin toss. But I'm just slightly leaning more towards 3. Simply because the epilogue for 4 is so long. Like, people complained about that. Like, literally the ending of Metal Gear Solid 4 is like over an hour and a half long. It is literally an hour and a half long cutscene. And people hated that. And yet, I've always watched it. But then, I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 4 in a very long time. Did I ever play Ape Escape? No, I did not. Would I prefer going out with Jill Valentine or Claire Redfield or Katana from Mortal Kombat? Easily Claire Redfield. I think Jill's a little too tough and not feminine enough. I think Katana is way too old and out of my class. I think I could easily date Claire. And to be fair, I find redheads personally the most attractive type of woman on the planet. And it's been like that probably since I was 5 because I fell in love with Ariel when she was a human, and I think that's what has like always encouraged like my love for redheads. Like even going back to my childhood, it's like when I think of like my favorite like heroes, it's like Peter Parker had Mary Jane. I love Mary Jane. Okay, and then you have like Batman. Batman had like Poison Ivy, even though they weren't dating. And then I think of X-Men, Wolverine. He had Jean Grey. All of them are redheads. And it's kind of upsetting how we're in a period where like they're turning redheads and they're making them black. And I find that weird and unsettling. In my opinion, who is my favorite all-movie villain overall? Probably the T-1000 from Terminator 2, with Heath Ledger's Joker being a very, very, very close second. If Lulu saw you handcuffed to Yuna, you might end up in a pile of ashes. Hey, hang on a second. I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying, heck, I got handcuffed to Yuna. Can we just, like, spend an wait, no, that might sound bad. I was gonna say maybe we could spend a night in an inn. As like, wait, that sounds wrong. Maybe we can just hang out. Well, no, I don't want to. I don't know how I would handle this because it'd be like, well, can we just like sit tight for one day? That way we don't have to worry about fighting any fiends, and I'm not doing anything because again, I would be with the rest of the group, so I wouldn't be worried about Lulu. I would be more worried about Kamari. That's the one I would be scared of. I mean, everyone else would be like, Walker would be like, man, who's this guy handcuffed to Yuna? And Arm would be like, well, who's this guy? And then Titus would be weirded out, and then maybe Riku might be interested. Like, oh, I'm cute looking. I'd be like, and I'm like with all these guys, and they're like, look, I know you guys are on some pilgrimage to defeat sin, but like these handcuffs will only last for like 24 hours. Can we just like sit tight and just not do anything until the handcuffs come off and I can leave? Like that's who I wouldn't be worried about Lulu. Sorry, I'm back. I picked up a lot of apples in the backyard. Well, we'll hope they're green apples because those are my favorite. I would have thought you would have picked one of the Resident Evil CGI movie villains once they go monster mode. No, probably no. Would I join the police, military, or security? Absolutely not. I tried joining the military once, and my dad told me some stuff that happens, and it was the reason why he retired, and I'm like, it's probably worse now than it was when he retired. So no, I would not. You're being obsessive again. Do I like Castlevania? If so, thoughts on the Netflix anime? I thought the Netflix anime was awesome. I don't think I'm the biggest Castlevania fan because the only Castlevania games I've played were, I've played 3. I've played Super Castlevania 4 on the Super NES. I played Symphony of the Night on PlayStation, and I played Lords of Shadows 1 on PlayStation. All 3 of them were really good, and I really like the Netflix anime series. Loved all 3 seasons. I look forward to seeing what they do with this upcoming season. Looks great. To be honest, the moment Disney began to remake the trilogy, I went on a hiatus. Yeah. Skynet reminds me of a story from Greek mythology. A guy made a medicine that could bring back the dead life. Zeus killed him, ironically. Well, yeah, of course. There's also another funnier story. I'm going to lose my mind when they announce live-action Toy Story. Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm telling you. I promise you it's going to happen. Like, once they're done with all these classic animated films, Pixar's the next place to go. You think NetherRealm, if they made a Marvel fighting game, would buy it? No, I don't think they would. I don't think NetherRealm would do that. I take personal offense to Toy Story 4. I agree, man. Dude, I was so pissed off. Like, literally, like, I hate that movie. I hate Toy Story 4. It doesn't exist to me. Like, literally, I was like, Toy Story 3 has, like, the most beautiful ending to a film I've ever seen. And they completely destroyed in the first 5 minutes of Toy Story 4. So much so that I could not even focus for the rest of the film. Like I was literally sitting there watching, but I literally could only think about the first 5 minutes. So like by the time I was like done, I didn't even remember the film. I just remember the first 5 minutes and how upsetting and how upset I was. And now they're thinking about doing a fifth one. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with Toy Story. It's like you only need 3 films. That's it. Dan's fatality would be trying to do a Shoryuken. Yeah, that probably would be it. Do I think Final Fantasy 15 would have been interesting with Regis as the main protagonist? No, no, I don't think so. I thought Noctis was fine. You know, not the greatest protagonist, but he's certainly not the worst. I thought he was fine for the story they were trying to tell. It was just a little bit all over the place. Who is the most attractive redhead character from any video game character? Mine would be Violet from. How did you know? How did you know I was gonna say that? That's dude. I bought Persona. Dude, when I saw when I saw Violet, I knew I had to beat Leo Romancer. Like in my first playthrough of regular Persona 5, I romanced Anne, aka Panther, and then my second time I romanced Queen, and then once I saw they added her, Violet in Persona 4 Royal, I was like, I have to romance her immediately. And aesthetically, her and Joker look so perfect together. Just how they look together. So I thought it was great that how they have like a team takedown move that is like the coolest. I love that move. That was actually a key reason I platinumed that game. I didn't platinum Persona 1. Persona 5 original. I platinum Royal. But yes. Anytime I see a redhead in a video game, I lose it. What animal would I have as a sidekick? I would have a wolf as a sidekick. Easily. Pretty sure you may have an issue since Chris Redfield might have issues with you being with Claire. What would be his issue? What's Claire's 40 years old. What's he gonna do? Like, so what? Claire can date whoever she wants. What's his issue? He's got bigger things to worry about. I'd rather get handcuffed with Tifa. I thought that too. But I don't really want to. I don't know. I have Tifa up here, but like I don't know. I don't really want to get in between her and Cloud. Cloud's got a pretty big sword. Although to be fair, Cloud never seems like the jealous type. He just seems like he's so passive. What time is it? Oh damn. I would have law given from Judge Dredd because of all the types of ammo. Yeah, that. Which version are we talking about? Are you talking about like Judge Dredd or like the Sylvester Stallone one, or would you get the one from Dredd, the Carl Urban film? I think the Carl Urban gun looked a little bit better. I think the Lawgiver and Judge Dredd, I think it's a little bit exaggerated. It's a little too big. It doesn't seem very practical. If you could marry any favorite female game character, who would I choose? Oh damn, I'm really far behind on questions. Okay, I'm trying to rapid fire. Mary, damn, that's tough. This is gonna sound weird. As much as I love redheads, the girl I would pick character-wise would probably be Renoa from Final Fantasy VIII. And the reason I would pick her is because of my depressive and like loner-like nature. Anyone who could get through Squall's hard-ass exterior could do could do so much, could really have a major effect on me. Like it's one thing to pick like a girl you feel attracted to, but I think it helps if you get a partner that you know could make your life better in every aspect. And I always felt that's why I really liked Renoa. But again, a lot of people don't really give Final Fantasy a lot of credit for that. So, going back to redheads, I remember you liked Lucia. Yes, I do like Lucia, which is why I would love to see her come back in Devil May Cry. Like she's a redhead and she's French, and I love and French accents are so extremely sexy. Could you imagine a live least favorite chore? Mopping floors. That is never fun. Could you imagine a live action Finding Nemo? Yes, I could imagine that. Dude, you saw what they did with The Lion King and what they just did with The Little Mermaid. Why do you not think they would do that with Finding Nemo? Of course they would. Bet he would say Claire or Tifa. Who do you think is the best sidekick for Indiana Jones? Or Short Round? Well, of course, Short Round. Short Round actually saved him, and he was useful. The other ones just kind of, they don't really do too much. I mean, I guess his dad helped him out a bit, but yeah, I think Short Round is my favorite sidekick of his. Toy Story 4 did to Toy Story what Metal Gear Solid 5 did to Metal Gear. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Vamp. Someone out there gets it. Honestly, Violet is the best girl in Persona 5 role. I will not argue with that. Winter goes. I will never argue that point from you ever. I agree. How would I change John Cena's character from the mid to late Ruthless era to the whole PG era? I wouldn't. I would not change him at all. Because if you put it like this, I think because if you changed him during that era, he wouldn't be who he is now. And I think he's in a very good place. And it's because of that era. I know some people weren't too fond of him because they thought he was too popular, but I think they're doing Roman Reigns worse. I mean, people were annoyed with Cena. I'm more annoyed with Roman. Like, they have no idea what the hell they're doing with Roman. In fact, I don't even know what the hell is going on with that show anymore. Like, there is no consistency. Remember a time where it was very uncommon and very rare to see people from certain brands cross over? Like, remember the draft? Like, was that a thing? Like, when you got drafted to a show, you stayed on that show. It was very uncommon for you to cross over and go on go on the other show. Like, if you're a SmackDown person, you rivaled with SmackDown people. You hardly had, the only time you would ever interact with Raw is during the Survivor Series. Or maybe the Royal Rumble. Other than that, there's like, now everyone just shows up on any show they want. And there's no consistency. And Roman has been gone for like 3 weeks. And he has defended that championship less than 10 times. And yet, they don't know what to do. And it's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, remember when there was like a 30-day clause where you had to defend it every 30 days or you lost? It's like now they it's such a weird product now. Hey man, just here wanted to ask if you will ever do more versus. No, I think I'm done. There's like one type of matchup I've been thinking about doing for a while, but I'm not sure if I'll ever do it. Okay, yeah. Now that it's 4, like, try to hold up on the questions so I can try to rapid fire these questions. Okay, so you've been kind of thirsty for platinums lately. So between Uncharted games, Persona Royal, which one would you go for? I'd go with Uncharted. I think Uncharted's a lot easier to platinum than Persona. Old news, but I remember you hearing something about Final Fantasy IX anime. I don't know anything about that. So, Kefka or Joker? Who's worse? Kefka. Kefka pretty much is the Joker if he was a god. He's the same character. Favorite house chore? Dusting. Still rocking awesome. Thank you. Final Fantasy VIII is my second favorite Final Fantasy game I played. I love with Squall being my third favorite Final Fantasy character. Okay, that's good. Have I played Chrono Trigger? Yes, I have played. I have played Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, and I love Chrono Trigger. Thoughts on Gauntlet for PlayStation 1? I don't think I played that one. Final Fantasy IV needs a remake, but trusting Square with that replica recipe would be a disaster. I agree. Let's cut back on the remakes. Let's try making some new stuff, because I think what they did with Final Fantasy 16 was interesting, but I would adjust it so it feels more like an RPG. And I actually beat that game in 3 days while I was on vacation, and that was proof of my issue of working two jobs, which I'm having an issue with that right now, and it's having a personal effect on my mental health. Last question for me: what was the dumbest Final Fantasy character design of your opinion? Dumbest? What the hell is Cat Sif? That is the worst character I can think of. As much as I hate the Final Damnation's cast, because you have a token black guy, a couple of lesbians, Cloud with a sex change, and a useless boy, and the biggest jock in Final Fantasy history whose power comes from his coat. As much as I hate them, I don't know what the hell Cat Sif is. Why is he here? Get rid of him. Take him out. Does the story really change? I understand the importance of going to Golden Saucer, but why does he need to follow us? I never got that. Not even then. Scarlet Leonhardt is underrated. Yes, I agree. Final Fantasy is underrated. I agree. It really is a vampire. Okay, it was fun hanging out. I'm going to continue my entire marathon. Alright, you take care of Vengeance, and I hope you kick ass. And last question. What do I think is the most underrated Christopher Nolan film? The Prestige. I do not hear a lot of people talk about that film. That one came out, I believe, after Batman Begins or before. But I know a lot of people don't talk about that one. But I thought it was really good. Stars Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale and Scarlett Johansson, and they play a pair of rivaling magicians. And I thought the twist at the end was really good because I didn't see it coming. Well, the clues were there, but I didn't see it coming till the end, and I loved it. I sent you a private message a few days ago. Yes, I got it. I will get back to you on that. I've just been occupied with other things, but yeah, I will respond to that. I did see it. Have I played Dead Rising? No, I haven't. Okay, I'm going to cut it there. I want to thank all of you guys for sending in your questions. Remember, if you guys have literally any ideas for videos, please let me know. I think that's part of my biggest depression is that I'm technically down to a one-job schedule, so I've had all this time, and I have no idea for videos. Nothing. I'm in currently a serious creator's block, and I had all this free time. So, yeah. If you guys have any ideas, please send them to me either in a video or in a comment, or send them to me on my personal Twitter or Facebook or Twitch or whatever, and I will be sure to work on it because I have a lot of time. So, thanks again, and I will get you guys next week for another stream. Remember, any ideas, let me know, and I will film them immediately because as long as I'm busy, that is a positive. I literally have not filmed really anything in 2 weeks, and that's never good. And so I will catch you guys next time.